Yes, Chairman and dear colleagues, this was a summit on Monday on growth, and a summit about jobs and growth. But I have to tell you, in my opinion, it had mainly produced, and I have the same assessment as my colleague Joseph Daul, it produced mainly words. 7 pages of words and 7 pages of good intentions. And I think what we need now, in the middle of this crisis, are not words, not 7 pages of words, but what we need are acts now. Acts of the European Union and acts of the European institutions. And let me give you 3 examples, colleagues. 3 examples only. The first, the European patent. It's a major instrument for growth in Europe, and we have to tell you that already for more than 1 year, the so needed introduction is blocked. And why it is blocked? Because the big countries for the moment cannot agree on the seat. That is the reality in Europe for the moment. On the seat, colleagues, what is completely ridiculous, and I should say even dramatic, because in the meanwhile our small and medium enterprises are paying 8 times more for the protection of their innovations as do their American counterparts. So I'm asking to the President of the Council and to the President of the Commission, if they really cannot agree, Britain, Germany and France, why can the EU leadership not put the seats in Brussels temporarily? Why not doing that as what we did, Mr. Cohn-Bendit, with the European Food Agency in 2001? And I think it's a shame to have a Council summit about growth, but not to be capable to definitely launch the European patent in Europe. And let me give a second example of this. A second example, the project bonds. How many times we are already discussing the project bonds in this European Parliament? We are discussing it for years. And my question is, why not starting tomorrow with project bonds in the European Union? Why is it necessary to wait 2 years of discussion inside the Council and inside other institutions? And let me give a third example of this. The enormous amount of unused money in the structural and other European funds. We can change, in fact, the regulation immediately. You know what the problem is. If you put €1 of money of the structural funds, you need also €1 of money of the country in question. And these countries have not the possibility for the moment to do so, when I'm talking about Greece, when I'm talking about Portugal. So why it is not possible immediately to change the regulation and immediately to use this unused, unspent money to countries in recession as Portugal and as Greece? That is what we need today. Acts and not words, not the 7 pages we have seen until now. And finally, I think that is also the problem today with the existential problem that we have in this Euro crisis, Chairman. We have secured now a new treaty. Okay, we have now fiscal discipline. Let's be honest, a 6-pack, a 2-pack, a new treaty. But how we shall deal now with the high interest rates we still have, even after the intervention of the European Central Bank, in countries like, for example, Spain and Italy. You know, everybody knows here that an interest rate of around 6% is not sustainable for Italy. Mr. Monti can take whatsoever decision, it is not sustainable, and Italy cannot recover with 6% of interest rate. So we have already, colleagues, put more than €1,000 billion in the fight on this crisis. €1 trillion of taxpayers' money. And the end is not in sight. And the reason is that we always take in half measures. We need a structural solution for this crisis. And a structural solution, in my opinion, that means a mutualisation of a part of the debt in a disciplined way. That's the proposal of the 5 wise German economists to create a redemption fund. And let us be clear, and that is my conclusion, Chairman. That is that a message to the German taxpayers. In a solution of a redemption fund, it are the bondholders who are in fact receiving less interest rates and were the solution for the crisis, and not the German taxpayers. So my message today to all of you is, let's take up that proposal of a redemption fund and let's, in our work, legislative work, it realised the fastest as possible. Thank you.
Vielen Dank.